And Barcelona beat Slavia Prague 4-2 away from home in what was deemed to be a very important game in terms of Barca's chances to go through into the top 8 to qualify automatically for the round of 16 in the penultimate match day of this season's Champions League group phase. And look, let me just get straight to it. It wasn't the best performance. It was far from it, actually. We might have scored 4, but it's the manner and how we won today. It's the manner and how the game went that kind of shed some light around some concerns with this Barcelona team. And let's get into it. Before I get into it though, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe, like, comment, share, all that good stuff. Turn your notifications on because I'm going to be absolutely locked in on making more YouTube videos, making more reactions to the games, because January to April, I said in my last video, it's the favorite part. It's my favorite part of the football season. So there's a lot to unpack for the rest of the football season. 4 months left, 5 months left, and it's going to be a good one. But Barcelona, that first half, they disappointed me. They disappointed me big time, because you know what it is with Barca? Why can't we ever go a string of Champions League games without any sort of drama, without any sort of complication, without any sort of, bad performances? Why can't we just have a straightforward Champions League run of games? I swear it's impossible. I genuinely can't think of the last time we went maybe 3 or 4 games on the bounce with no drama. We just get the job done, comfortable, convincing. Come on, man. I mean, look at Bayern, look at Arsenal this season, man. They're flying. They're flying. No questions asked. They just get the job done. Why can't we be like that? Why do we make it so difficult? Because it's the manner and how we conceded the goals today that just really annoyed me. It really, really annoyed me. And it begs the question to a couple aspects of the side, especially when we head into the knockouts. Can the side really cope with the bigger teams? Because if the bigger teams did what Slavia did today to us, hey, it's looking long, bro. It's looking long. Because Slavia today opened the scoring by a corner, and it was such a pathetic defensive showing from Barcelona today for that. Because the Slavia player swings it in, the guy at the front post has about 4 business days, completely open, flicks it back, and De Jong, lazy defending at the back post, and it just fumbles over the line. 1-0 Slavia Prague within 10 minutes. We need to score first this game, because if we score first, I don't see Slavia getting back into it whatsoever. It's the fact that we gave them momentum out of absolutely nothing. And what the scary part is that genuinely after that, I was expecting a good response. I was expecting us, to respond with maybe 2 or 3 goals. We usually, the narrative of Barca, we usually go a goal down and then we respond with 3 or 4 goals. But in the 20 minutes between the first goal and when we equalized, it was scary. It was scary because they beat us to every single duel, most tackles, aerial threat, any physical aspect of the game, any physical metric of the game, Slavia beat us to it. So just imagine in the knockouts when we're not playing against Slavia Prague away from home, if we're against anyone just remotely better, Atalanta away, Atleti away, Sporting Lisbon away, anyone battling the top 8 right now, if we're against them in the knockouts and we play like how we did in the first 30-40 minutes, boy, we're getting schooled. We're getting schooled. And it goes back to the point that I was trying to make in previous videos. We're in the big games, under the big lights. I seriously doubt that this Barca team will succeed simply because of how this back line is looking. Ultimately, a couple of these players actually played well today. Eric Garcia has been tremendous for us, right? He's so versatile. In my opinion, he's a little bit more than a utility player now. Like in the last 6 to 12 months, he's shown his importance to the side. When we have injuries, Pedri's injured today, obviously I'll get into that, but he can obviously step into his position, do a job there. He can play center back, he can play left back, he can play right back. Very versatile and reliable. But today I'm talking about specifically a dominating defender at the back, a commanding defender, someone who in that corner heads the ball away, screams at our players to actually lock in, because I'll also get to the Lewa own goal too, because it's the manner and how it happened that just really pissed me off. Koundé and Balde today, their performance just adds to the example of how they've both just regressed. They've both regressed this season. Everyone was going about Koundé. I was going about Koundé earlier this season because you can tell that the level has severely dropped a little bit. Balde though, my goodness, recent games, he's not been it whatsoever. He's not been it whatsoever. And you'd expect a little bit more from them considering how they played last season. And look, I know that we signed Cancelo. He's great depth. Going forward, he can add so much. I still have my defensive question marks over him, based on how he was previously for us, basically, but also just his profile in general. Going forward, like I said, I think he'll be tremendous. We desperately need a better defense. And it's unfortunate that we can't really afford anyone because of our financial situation. So it'd be pretty harsh to kind of blame anyone. I do think that we could have been smarter maybe in the summer to pick someone up, some free agent, someone that can, kind of develop under Flick. He doesn't have to be, the best defender in the world, but someone who has potential to be world class. There's a ton of defenders available on the market this summer that we could have picked up on a free. But yeah, Kunde and Balde, man, like these guys have just regressed. Even going forward, every time they, get a ball slipped in behind to them, into the final third, their final ball has been so poor, so poor. It goes to the same space every time. It's so predictable. There's no, venom to their final ball, which is, you'd often see other top fullbacks in the world. You look at their final pass, it's top quality. But even defensively as well, there's still a lot of question marks over them because Kunde, I mean, you saw what Vinny has done to him in the previous Clásicos, but also any sort of quick La Liga winger, he skips past Kunde as if he's nothing. Balde, for all his pace, he gets caught in behind so many times. And also in that first half, they lost a lot of aerial duels. They were getting out-muscled, out-physical. They lost most 50-50s. Their passing has been poor. They have to step it up. They absolutely have to step it up. And the thing is, we knew that there was always going to be question marks over, our defense. So the bigger emphasis, the bigger onus was always going to be how we respond with this Barcelona team. We're going to concede goals. That's a given. It's the Flick system. We're going to concede chances. We're going to concede goals. But it's more so how we respond. And Fermin Lopez, guys, we have a superstar on our hands. And you know what it is with this guy? I can't remember the last time Barca had an attacking midfielder that just shoots consistently, week in, week out. He just shoots. Like, he gets the ball, receives the ball at the edge of the box, and he just has a crack. Risk taker. He has the balls to do it. I can't remember the last time we had a midfielder like that. Most Barcelona midfielders, they're coded to ball recycle, to keep the ball, keep possession, feed in the wingers, feed in the strikers, whatever. But Fermin Lopez, he doesn't really have the Barca DNA about him. And the fact that he's succeeding in this Barca team, putting up numbers, he has the most goal contributions from an attacking midfielder in Europe this season. 20 GA in like 16 starts. Ridiculous baller. He's not really coded as like the typical Barca midfielder. And you could say that comes down to Flick's system. It's not your typical Guardiola Barca system or Enrique Barca system where we keep the ball, recycle it, create chances from there. High intensity, kamikaze type of football where Fermin Lopez, he has the work rate to kind of succeed in that. So I thought he took his 2 goals very, very well today. And he's starting to really just become reliable for us. And that's something that we need because out of the 2 or 3 players that showed the willpower from going a goal down to come back into this game, to make things happen, it was him, it was Eric Garcia, and it was De Jong. Everyone else was poor. So poor. We looked toothless without these guys. Just when Fermin bagged the second, 2-1 up, you'd expect us to put the game to bed, add more goals, up the goal difference. We're fighting goal difference in the top 8 table right now. Slavia go and score the equalizer. And it's from another corner. Guys, I swear to God, if we play Arsenal in the quarterfinals or the round of 16, we're cooked. We're actually cooked. If we play Arsenal, Corner FC, bro, we're finished, man. Any competent side that knows how to take corners against this Barcelona team, I promise you they'll succeed. Lewa, Uncle, he scores an own goal today. And bro, Lewandowski, man. Like, people are going to say it's unlucky, the own goal. Like, he wasn't fully sighted on the ball. Whatever you want to call it, man. Like, it's just another lazy attempt to clear the ball. The fact that you're not aware of the ball coming in, you're not positioned correctly to clear the ball, that comes down to defending. That comes down to your willingness to defend. And ultimately, that's how we conceded the second. Because out of absolutely nothing, because from when Fermin bagged his 2 goals, you could tell Slavia's pressure was down, their motivation was down, their willingness to get back into the game was down, and we just invited them back into the game from absolutely nothing. But I think the biggest thing from the second half, guys, him being injured. Him going down with an injury and holding his hamstring in pain. We won today, but at what cost, man? But at what cost? Pedri goes off injured in the 60th minute. And you know what it is with Pedri? I thought the first half, you could tell that he was playing with a knock. He was looking off the whole game. For 60 minutes today, he was looking off the whole game. You could tell that injury at Sociedad on the weekend has had an impact on him for sure. Because I could tell he wasn't as fast, he wasn't as quick. His tempo was off. You could tell it was an off game for him. I thought De Jong today actually played pretty well. For most of the game, he was actually doing a 2-man job in the midfield with Pedri looking a bit off. Picked up the yellow, so he'll miss the game against Copenhagen next week, which is a huge loss. So not having these 2 for our last Champions League game, it's a big bummer. You'd expect Eric Garcia to drop in, maybe in midfield, Bernal to step in as well. We'll see what Flick does with that. But I thought De Jong stepped up. pretty well in the second half, made things happen. His ball carrying was tremendous. His ability to keep things ticking. I have to give credit to Dani Olmo though. For him to come in for Pedri, a bit of an unorthodox substitution because they don't play the same position. But for him to come in for Pedri and to score the goal the way he did, top bins. I mean, literally within 2 minutes of him coming on, absolutely rifles at top corner. I really hope Dani Olmo doesn't dye his hair again. He has to stay blonde because blonde Olmo, since he's come back from injury or whatever, the new year, blonde Olmo, he's looked a different breed, man. And I hope that he can keep the form up because having the luxury of rotating between Dani Olmo and Fermin Lopez for whatever game type, for whatever opponent we play, it's a huge luxury. It's a huge luxury because those two are so talented. Very, very talented. Very different type of players too. Fermin Lopez, very hardworking, high intensity, a real robust player that kind of just takes, risks all over the place. And Dani Olmo, the technically gifted one, someone who's very smart in and around the half spaces. So having those two, it's a huge luxury. But other than that, guys, it was just a bit of a toothless performance. We weren't really great in front of goal. Lewa missed two big chances. Obviously, grabbed his goal at the very end. But even that, bit of a Mickey Mouse goal. It's just one of those bad away days. Bad away days. I know we got the win. I can't complain about the 3 points. But it just felt toothless. It felt toothless. It wasn't your vintage Barcelona performance. Far from it, actually. But ultimately, that puts us in 9th at the current moment. Still a huge chance for top 8. In fact, I actually think we have the best chance out of all the teams fighting for top 8 to actually make into the top 8 based on next week's fixtures. Next week, by the way, will be absolutely huge because all the games are played at the same time. So literally every minute will matter into the making of the top 8 for the knockouts. So despite the win, hopefully next week we can patch it up, make it more comfortable. Can we just please have a comfortable win against Copenhagen? No drama. Just get the job done. Hopefully it's a high-scoring game on our end. We grab more goals than our other top 8 competitors because of the goal difference. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Did I miss out on anything? What do you guys think? How do you guys think Barca have played? Will Barca go all the way this season in the Champions League? To be honest, I don't think so, if I'm being fully honest, but that's for another video. Like, share, subscribe, turn your notifications on, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.